God, thank God.
Williams, what the hell are you doing here?
Myers. Is he dead?
Myers has zero emotion. He has no motives. If he sees, he kills.
Tell the town to lock their doors. No one in, no one out.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
The following program contains strong language that is not suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised.
JJ, Jeff, you want to kick this thing off? Because I'm still trying to process everything here.
Yeah, it's like,
who wants to go first?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
Well,
Come on in. It's open mic night with your host.
you could maybe say there's really 4 topics, but it's split into 6.
The Renegade, JJ Williams.
The Sammy and Eddie Kingston thing, which one's the better smelling turd?
And his panel of co-hosts.
I am the founder. We'll call me that for today since we're going with the Jeff Jarrett love theme here this week, according to JJ.
The West Coast Professor, Jeff Meacham.
Karma is karma is karma.
That's professional wrestling! Damn it!
The Simple Man, Noah Foster.
It's showtime! Yeah! How you doing, JJ? How you doing, Jeff?
James.
Yeah.
And the He-Man, James Hebert.
Guys, imagine Baron Corbin, Carl Anderson, and Doc Gallows. The Baldies! There you go! It sounds Get in there!
Short his ass and shit the bed.
He's not Amber Heard.
Give it time, JJ. Give it time.
Now, I'm sure Jeff has some stuff that...
Dumb move. Just don't pull this bullshit again. You get 1.
Tony needs to stop caring about the ratings.
Bradshaw said as long as the ads are in place, we're not going to lose that 3rd hour.
Ring of Honor does not have to be AEW light. They don't necessarily have to coexist with each other. We kind of saw that tonight to a degree.
Along with a panel of guests.
He's no longer glorious. Don't you bring that up. You want me to rant about what my NXT used to... Nope, we are done here for the night. I swear, James.
Because you never know who may show up for open mic night.
I leave our company in the capable hands of an extraordinary group of superstars, employees, and executives.
The first thing that came to my mind was, it's about damn time.
Amen!
All I have to say to that picture is Hulk Hogan.
Peyton's new thing is Dennis the Menace, but it's funny because she calls it Dentist the Medicine.
That's great.
When Elliot Taylor came out and did Born for Greatness live, I was popping my pussy, having a great time. I didn't care. I was having so much fun.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Fuck Bill Belichick.
Football thing. We got it on wrestling, and then you bring in that shit. That's just how the fan goes off the damn rails. Brilliant, bloody brilliant.
We're here.
Jeff, you're muted. Jeff, you muted.
I realize I'm muted as I'm talking all that talking, so I'm gonna try that again. Give me 1 second. Hi everyone, welcome to Mike Night. No, okay, let me bring you back in. So yes, open mic night is on the air. Hello everybody. Now that I'm not talking because I'm an idiot. Just finished with Slammiversary 2024. Hope everybody enjoyed our coverage of Slammiversary. I got to catch the tail end of it because I've been running around here like a crazy person. So, but yes, we have a new world champion. We have new champions kind of across the board. We'll definitely get it going here. But let's bring in everybody else. First of all, he was on the call as he is the reliable one himself. He's simply reliable, as a matter of fact, along with Noah Foster. He is Walter Cruz. Good to see you, Walter. Thank you again for stepping in as I needed you to do tonight. Very cool to have you on the call to announce a new TNA World Champion, a new X Division Champion, a new Digital Media Champion, new World Tag Team Champions, a crazy NXT-TNA crossover match again. It was a delightful, a good time was had by all. And
I don't think I can be as happy as you are. I know you got to be so happy for the friend of the channel to be the champ.
I mean, I'm happy for Nick, but I'm bummed it's not Frankie. I'm not going to lie. But we'll get into that momentarily. Let's bring everybody in the room. Coming in last for the moment until we get everybody else synced up is our resident statistician himself, the one, the only, the man who is returning to the air Tuesday night, Stat Boy Mike Caldwell.
Say my name and I appear. I believe in Stat Boy.
I don't know. Well, this time we do because you actually lived up to your word.
I know one person who will be very happy to find out that Nick Nemeth is the new TNA champion. Stat Girl's gonna go nuts.
Well, I'm happy that Dory will be excited for Nick's championship run to begin. And let me just make sure we're in the chin. Okay, so right now we're going to start with just the four of us. Well, three in Avatar, man.
True.
So let's run around the horn here. Mr. Hebert, your thoughts on Slammiversary?
I didn't want, much like you, I've been busy running around with my head cut off, so I did not catch it until the tail end. I am bummed that Frankie wasn't the one that won. I wish it was him, but I am also happy for Nick Nemeth at the same time.
Yes.
I want to talk about a guy who absolutely deserved, deserved what he needed to get after, getting shafted by the other place he used to work for, quite frankly.
Well, yes and no. Yeah. I mean,
it was, yes.
Well, no, he's one of the few long tenured guys that were WWE all those years that, yes, we as fans, we as friends have wanted more for Nick without a doubt. But at the same time, he was allowed that freedom to do the comedy stuff and everything that he's been doing the last, half decade or more. So, good on him that he was able to do that. But now he has the complete freedom. Of course, he was, kind of free agenting for a while. There was rumors he was going to AEW to join his brother, and it went the other direction, which I'm happy for Ryan on that front.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool that Nick Nemeth's new world champion. I'm very surprised the system completely broke down. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty much a cruddy night for the system. Not that I'm bummed about that because I'm happy for people like Speedball and happy for people like PCO. Who's got? It's funny. I was watching the first episode of Superstars for 1994, January 1st, and watching Jacques of the Quebecers versus Lex Luger and Pierre interfering. I'm going, that's weird.
That's so odd. That's great.
It's just weird to have him out there with freaking Johnny Polo, Raven, and Lex Luger, who's still like upright and like in physical shape. It's just like, I need to stop watching these things. It's making me sad in hindsight.
Yeah.
Walter, you were calling the show along with Mr. Foster, which again, greatly appreciated on that. Your final thoughts on Slammiversary before we move on to whatever topics are introduced to us on the Renegade's end tonight. Oh, wait, but before you do that, the man who called the action with you is here. Noah Foster, how the heck are you, sir?
Hello. Well, besides that one little power outage glitch from whatever the hell that caused that, I'm doing extremely well after a phenomenal wrestling pay-per-view. TNA brought it as always. Very fun show. Phenomenal main event. Ash by Elegance really came out and showed out. James, you're absolutely right. Good call there, brother. And overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the show. Very happy how much we do live into a new era of TNA. Now the system has fallen.
Yeah, I mean, the only titles they have left are, of course, the Knockouts World Tag titles, and we'll get back to that momentarily.
Yeah, that's only half, by the way. It's like...
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And even now, let's bring in the final member of tonight's Open Mic Night team, the man who keeps us all in order as best he possibly can with us yahoos. The Renegade, JJ Williams. Renegade, how the hell are you, my friend? I know you're going to pop. I don't know if I can. There it is. There we go. This damn thing. It don't work for me. JJ, how the hell are you, brother, on a Saturday night?
I'm doing well.
There
you go.
Doing
Appreciate
well.
you.
It was a good show. It was a good call. I was able to find a stream, so I could keep a little bit up with the action a little bit. But of course, heavy delay. I think I was about 2 minutes behind them.
Right.
But all in all, it was a solid show, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. You know, I will go ahead and bring this one comment up, even though it's not super chatted, but y'all know that I need super chats to recognize y'all. But like Matthew, I really expected either Natty or AJ
Yeah.
pop up.
Yeah, that would have been good. Didn't really get an answer.
A great show without it.
Yeah.
We had the Rascals together again against the No Quarter Catch crew, which solid matchup there.
Yes.
I still don't get people's hatred with, oh, TNA's getting the sour end of the deal. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, right.
Like, this was a hell of a show.
Damn right.
And NXT's presence, I honestly don't. Yeah, it added to it, and I don't think that them being there took anything away from TNA.
No. It would have been a good show without that match. It was a better show because of that match.
I agree. Mikey, I kind of cut away from you to introduce Noah and JJ back in, but I wanted to, obviously you didn't get to watch. You know you were going to be here tonight because your schedule was not properly assessed. What are your thoughts? We've got Nick Nemeth, the former Dolph Ziggler, as the new TNA champion. Frankie Kazarian coming up just short. God, I was hoping for Frankie because Angel sucks so bad this year. I wanted at least him to have a championship. My God, it's depressing. We've got Speedball Mike Bailey, as I said. We've got ABC as the new World Tag Team Champions, a new Digital Media Champion who also holds the Canadian Heavyweight Championship. Do you know Bravo style? Thoughts on TNA Slammiversary before we have the Renegade introduce the topics du jour.
Well, I've already got a text from Stat Girl. She's ecstatic with the hearts emoji going nuts. So hey, you know, Nick deserves it.
I mean, people out here who don't watch the Sports Bar, who is Stat Girl?
Dory Lou.
There we go. Okay, names. That helps.
Sorry. You know, he's put in the work, so absolutely, you know, I mean, they didn't really give him good runs with the title in WWE, so let's see where this goes. I can agree that, you know, Frankie could have won as well. And of course, you know, say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry, believe in him. It would have been just the tip of the iceberg. Because if you saw that, there he is, you know. he's really growing on me. I swear to God. I mean, I caught myself I was at work and I'm just humming his theme song throughout the day, and I'm like, oh, I'm a Joe Hendry fan. I can't believe it. But yeah, I know, right? There's hope for me. I would have loved to have possibly seen him do what Jordan Grace is doing as well. Why not have both champions showing up on NXT once in a while? It just would have been a little bit, the cream of the crop, the tip of the iceberg, and that kind of thing. But hey, he'll show up in WWE eventually, I assume. In fact, I'll make a bold prediction: Royal Rumble 25. Joe Hendry will be in the Rumble.
Oh yeah,
I don't doubt that. But to your statement there, who's to say that the champion can't pull what Jordan Grace has been doing and show up on television? Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, is a former NXT World Champion.
Yep.
Good point. Very
Having
good point.
defeated and then lost it back to Bronathan Breakereth.
I see.
Yes, Walter, I see your hand up, sir.
I want to give a shout out to TNA for having the balls to do a callback to the screw job and have Earl Hebner of all people be involved in the decision. Like, that was not on anyone's bingo card, and if you say that was, you're a damn liar. I swear.
Yeah. I'm going to take a moment here.
This is accurate.
I'm going to take a moment here, and I'm going to sound like Noah for a moment. I'm going to sound like Datilla for a moment. I don't know about the rest of y'all that we stream the pay-per-views on, the watch-alongs, but I already have 322 views on our Slammiversary call.
That's
Don't fucking tell me nobody watches TN fucking A.
No.
Damn right!
322 just on my channel.
I love it. I love it. Wrestling gets the attention it deserves. Damn it. I love it.
And Impact from this past week, 127.
There you
just for the Go Home TV show. So again, that's almost 500 combined just on my channel. Not even counting the other 5 that we streamed it on. Don't tell me nobody knows what the fuck TNA is.
Right.
Just look at the reaction that they get in NXT when they cross over. Look at NXT's reaction. People know who they are.
You hear NXT chants on TNA, you hear TNA chants on NXT. What more proof do you fracking need?
Yeah.
What is all this TNA chants at the Rumble for Jordan Grace?
Damn right.
True that.
Whenever we look at wrestling, what's old is new again, and TNA was the shiny new toy 22 years ago, and whether it's because of the decline in faith in AEW or not, TNA has a renewed interest.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful thing, and WWE partnering with them is not a small part of that.
And you know what? I didn't really have a whole lot of topics for tonight. So we'll open it up to people that have questions, comments in the chat to super chat. But your comment that you just made, we're going to go ahead and start with that as a topic, because I think you hit the nail on the head, sir. I think it's the fact that people are starting to give up on AEW that TNA is seeing a resurgence. Yes, the WWE NXT involvement has something to do with it. Go ahead, Noah. Give it to me. Something to do with it.
Oh, you had to do that while I was in the middle of something. Why does people have to mention about something? Something!
Thank you. I'm sure that has something to do with it, but they were starting to get the resurgence prior to the crossover. They were starting to get the resurgence towards the tail end of the Impact run as they announced the rebranding going back to TNA. So we can't even throw this all on the WWE involvement with Jordan Grace in the Rumble and, of course, the NXT TNA crossover. But I think you hit the nail on the head. I think a lot of this has to do with declining interest in AEW, and I'd like to get everybody's thoughts about that. And since I know he's working on something, hand down, James. Since I know he's working on something, I'll throw to Noah first. That way he can go back to what he's doing while the rest of us talk. Noah, do you think that a lot of the resurgence TNA is seeing has to do with, we won't say everybody's declining interest, because I know you're still AEW true and true. You love the weekly product. You love the pay-per-views. But we'll say the general masses declining interest in the AEW product.
I mean, there's definitely some truth to that when you consider that there is definitely some of that TNA passionate influence, even with former TNA talent that was once in TNA there. That definitely helped drive that force forward, because one of the reasons people love TNA over WWE during its heyday, it was different. It was the alternative. It was passionate professional wrestling. Damn it. And AEW meant to try and be that, try to be even another alternative. And then you're really going, it did feel like that. So much hype potential, and then you got into where we are because of Twitter twats and dipshit politicking, but that's a whole different conversation. I definitely think that has something to do with that, though, when you think about organized work environment and a singularity shown passion, driven and focused, not just on your screen, but what people choose to feed into and believe in through their phones, through the word of social media. There's so many metrics that define a fan's choice of whether they continue to follow a product or continue to follow a talent, that there's definitely a margin. You can look at both those sorts, to your point, that definitely has to affect viewership and also interest. And as they dwindle away, others will follow. Eventually, a drip becomes a running fall, or a faucet leak that just becomes more and more and more stronger until you tighten it. So I definitely think some of the fan base from AEW was driven by TNA, which of course is driven by the independent wrestling scene, which of course drives the originality of the wrestling industry. So yeah, I think there's some truth to that. But I still follow all things wrestling because that's just the way I am, and I still deem everything else above WWE because everything else shows me more professional wrestling, keep more professional wrestling than the WWE product does. Try and be better. Although your PLEs are somewhat more entertaining with the international audience.
True. James, you had your hand up, so I'll go ahead and throw to you next, then we'll backtrack to Walter.
I feel when it comes to the AEW and TNA, possible, dividing in the audience per se, and some of the audience going towards TNA because they're giving up on AEW. I think that's very little to do with it. I think there's some people that do that, but I don't think it's the full reason. And this is coming from a guy that said, this company is going crazy when it comes to their backstage politicking and bookkeeping, clearly. However, my thing with this is I don't even think it has a lot to do with that. I think it has a lot to do with OSW reviewing TNA. A lot of people don't understand this, and if you don't know who OSW Review is, they are a different channel that covers arcs, like wrestling in arc form. The current arc they're on right now is the Main Event Mafia. And because they were reviewing TNA, and they were talking about their favorite memories of TNA, I think in the first episode, that really got Scott D'Amore's attention. And that got a lot of the TNA brass's attention. And that, more than anything, had to do with why TNA has had a resurgence because of that. So that's kind of why I think they're getting a spike in popularity. I think most of the people that watch AEW watch TNA. I think if you watch NXT, you watch TNA. If you're a wrestling fan, you watch TNA. And completely unrelated, but since AEW is brought up in this, AEW looks like it's going to go on Max soon. Already announced internationally. They're putting some of their content on there already. And there's screenshot proof of that that has been circulating on social media now. So the way I see it, both companies are doing well, especially in AEW's case. If they're still able to get a Max deal, despite all the bullshit that they did. So, hey, who am I to judge? At the end of the day, wrestling's good. How am I going to complain?
Okay.
There you go.
Walter?
I think it does have a lot to do with that. They say one man's trash is another man's treasure. Like TN and AEW screwed up, and it made people turn away from it. And they're doing a lot of BS, and it's making them go on to TNA. I think step one was them going back to TNA, like changing from Impact and going back to TNA. That was like step one, and then all this stuff with AEW screwing up, and then the prohibited portal with TNA and NXT just helped boost it all up. And I'm loving this resurgence, and I'm so glad it's there. And I'm glad we got Noah on our team and everybody that got me back into TNA. Like as soon as Impact said we're going back to TNA, I was like, I got to start watching it again because it brought me back to the good old days. So that's what really got me into it. But once they decided to do that, I was like, it's good for them, and I'm glad they got this TNA Plus. I just wish they could get a real good TV deal, because then it'll be really on and popping for them, and they'll be like number 2 in North America at least. So hopefully they can get a good TV deal, because who the hell has access and who knows what that is? Like seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if anything, TNA should be on a network similar to what the CW is going to be, or similar to what the USA is going to be. Especially if they're partnering up with them anyway, why not give them a better network deal as a result? That's just kind of my thing. That way, that kind of solves that. But we'll see what happens. Wrestling is an interesting world today, folks.
Yes, it
beautiful
is.
To be able to play music now. It's beautiful.
Better than ever before. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Never been a greater time to be a professional wrestling fan.
And honestly, who would have thought we'd see a landscape like this after March of 2001?
Right. No, exactly. I mean, WWE and AEW are both going to have 5 companies each. Like, just think about that for a second, like, folks. Like, that's some heavy hitters in the wrestling world.
Yeah, did I mention how much I can't wait to call Wrestle Dynasty January 5th? Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that a lot.
All the wrestling.
All the wrestling.
Mikey, do you have any thoughts?
Not really. No, I mean, TNA is almost on level with WWE. I would say. I don't know if how one would rank over the other. Maybe AEW has to play a little bit of catch up, but I mean, because from what I heard, MJF and Will Ospreay put on a hell of a match.
Oh yeah.
So
match of the year candidate.
Yes.
We'll see. There you go. So that'll give them some momentum to counteract with what TNA is doing, to counteract what WWE is doing. So all 3 companies. I don't want to call it a total horse race, but hey, it's one of the best triple threat matches I could ever think of.
Yeah.
Other than that, I got nothing much.
All I know is the first 10 minutes of that Ospreay MJF match, I saw a bunch of choreographed gymnastics, or at least that's what journalists in NorCal call it when NXT women do it. So I'm sure it's what he called it for this match. Jeff, go ahead and bring it home.
God damn.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
James, stop me when I'm telling lies.
No. It's it's one of those things. There's a lot of factors. Yes, AEW's continuing to do things causing fans to lose faith. That's why I brought it up in the first place. It's definitely a factor. The name change was definitely crucial to TNA's resurgence. People associate the name of the company being Impact Wrestling as the era post-Hogan, as the era that Bruce Pritchard was in charge of creative, and there are polarizing thoughts on Brother Love, no doubt about that. Remember, it was Bruce Pritchard himself that said the name TNA was dead. So, there's a lot that they pin on that as far as the fandom goes. I honestly also believe, as much as people downplay the importance of match quality versus the importance of storyline development, TNA even in the Hogan era, there were some god-awful matches, no doubt about it, right? But there were also continuing the consistency of unbelievable matches as well. TNA's never had lacking of match quality, even if it wasn't every match on the card. Looking at you, Maraska and Sharmell, it was at least there was a good chunk of the matches that were just, oh god, this is why these guys do what they do, because they can do things like this.
Yep.
They've never lacked that. But I feel like they had dug themselves into such a hole in the post-Spike era that it was, most wrestling fans, we all six of us in here can attest to this. We all are guilty of it in one way or another. Wrestling fans' attention spans do not last long term. This generation especially. We want instant gratification. We want what we want when we want it, and if we don't, we eat the candy anyway. We turn into some crazy purple monster that has to get escorted out of the chocolate factory. Just the way it works.
Is that what was arm wrestling against Jordan Grace?
Damn. Out of line, but not wrong. But now it's more of, I think that wrestling fans want, even as amazing as WWE has become in the last 2.5, 3 years, there will always be that fan that refuses to outright cheer for, root for WWE. They're the problem children, because if you root for any one company to go down, then you're not a wrestling fan. You're just a troll and you're causing trouble. But there will always be those people. It is what it is. And those people do not want only WWE. They also want what they want. There are group of us in here that want everybody to thrive, because without the business thriving, this doesn't thrive.
Yep.
Right? So it's wonderful to have, you're talking about January. I had this in my mind that I was going to have a Throwback Thursday starting January, first week of January, just because to fill a Thursday gap on the days that we don't have dads or there's not a prediction show or something. First week, I don't have to book a damn thing. I've got something going on, a live watch along going on damn near every day in the first week of January. Gee, that's hard to book. How do I fill the gaps there? Oh, thank you, Arigato, Japan. Thank you all for helping me out with the full sheets. My God, man. Thank you.
Noah the second, Marigo the third, Stardom the third, Wrestle Kingdom the fourth, Wrestle Dynasty the fifth, New Year's Dash the sixth.
God damn.
New Year's Dash is the sixth? What you said?
What?
New Year's Dash is the sixth? Is that what you said?
Yep.
I got programming from Tuesday through Monday. Oh, darn to you willikers. But yeah.
And on the 7th day, we rested.
Yes. No, on the 7th day, we have Sapway Sports Bar.
True.
There you go.
And on the 1st, we may have watch-along coverage of the Rose Bowl, depending on his
valid. But we'll get into that. I'm going to pop off screen real quick, say goodnight to my niece. But yeah, I said my piece. The main thing is TNA has regained its consistency, and AEW has provided enough caca to have their fans lose faith. That's the two combining factors.
Yep. Sure. Good night, Alana.
Good night, Alana.
I don't know who Alana is, but good night, Alana.
Alana is my daughter's younger sister.
Okay, gotcha. So, okay. My thing with specifically the whole choreographing bit, which I saw a lot of people take umbrage with it. I know you were one of them, JJ, but I saw a tweet that, and I'm sure you probably feel this way about most gymnastics routines, so I'm not singling you out specifically, but there was specifically, I don't know where the tweet went now. What the fuck? I have too many things. I actually tweeted a lot this week. Was this a gymnastics routine on SmackDown? Specifically, it was Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. I think it was this episode of SmackDown, correct?
Yeah. It was last night's episode.
Yeah, so that was also a gymnastics routine. And then, like, in WWE, it's like, OMG, let them cook. And then in AEW, they say, what the hell with the gymnastics routine? Both companies do it. I mean, it is what it is.
Okay,
I think that just kind of adds to it.
My comment is that Meltzer and Alvarez called Kaylani Jordan versus Sol Ruca for the North American title a choreographed gymnastics routine.
That's true. Yep.
But
Yeah,
they
that's-
give Meltzer, but they give Osprey MJF 5 3/4 stars, and it's the greatest AEW TV match of all time.
I mean, if we want to get technical with it,
let's call hypocrisy where hypocrisy lies, James.
True.
That's my point.
True that.
I'm not saying that they didn't do gymnastics because, hello, Kehlani Jordan's a fucking former gymnast that went into the NIL program with 0 fucking wrestling training. And they fucking cooked.
And so Ruka is also a former gymnast, primarily in tumbling, exact same program. And I'm pretty sure I said this verbatim. Both those women gave me the super match of the night. And also they proved that if someone's passionate enough, dedicated enough to train to be part of this business, as long as you got a willing and strong amateur athletic background in something, you can pull off tremendous professional wrestling. Kalani and Ruka deserve all the respect in the world. And I don't pay attention to Matthew's comments or any comments regarding ratings. I think ratings are bullshit. Anyway, as you work.
But that's where I'm coming from on this. I don't care.
Right. I agree.
My point was, if this is this, then that needs to be this also.
Yeah. What's hilarious about your comment,
that's where I take issue with it. It's not WWE versus AEW. It's not NXT versus AEW. It's hypocrisy.
Yes, agreed.
That's where I take issue.
Okay, so we're on the same page on that then. Yeah, because
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Andrade versus Miller wasn't gymnastics.
It sure
but it was a fucking banner of a match.
Same with
Just
Osprey.
like Kehlani versus Soul.
Yep.
Just like Osprey versus MJF.
Yep. Just like the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Meltzer.
But if one of them is choreographed gymnastics, the other two are also.
Well, I mean,
and if you're going to try and tell me that one of them isn't, then you're a hypocrite.
Exactly.
Yes, Jeff.
Somebody should let the most venerated historian in wrestling journalism, and it's been choreographed gymnastics since about the 1920s.
Exactly.
Because once the Goldust Trio realized they're not going to continue to make money if somebody gets hurt, they had to start choreographing. That was 100 years ago.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned.
But then again,
yeah,
that's none of my business.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kermit.
There you go. Real quick, it's funny you mentioned that, Jeff, because I think there was a I believe it or not, Eric Brown of all people tweeted. He tweeted something in relation to similar hypocrisy, and it was showing something.
Got me started.
And it was, I think, a Goldust Trio match where they were doing the same spots you saw on MJF versus Osprey, Sol Ruka versus Danny, the women's Money in the Bank, some of those spots, Andrade versus Mello. Like,
yeah,
guys.
And honestly, if they're going to sit here and criticize choreographed gymnastics 6 days out from the opening ceremony of the Olympics, they can already kiss all my ass. Like, I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just
because we're sitting here trying to cover artistic gymnastics during the Olympics because Simone Biles is fucking badass.
Yes,
I want to see her get another gold medal.
I want to see her in wrestling as a result of this, or some sort.
I'll tell you what. I sit there every Tuesday night and talk about Obafemi. Simone Biles is a bad motherfucker. Okay.
True that.
She a bad bitch. Let's get it right.
Bad bitch. Amen.
That's it.
It still has to exist in a four-sided squared circle for me to care.
So you don't even get down with Olympic wrestling, sir? Like the OG catch can, like
triangle style
college gymnastics.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Olympic gymnastics. If you're talking about Olympic wrestling, that's a different story.
But
yeah, that's fair.
Keyword wrestling.
We were talking about gymnastics, but then you said it has to be in a 4x4 for you to care, and that's when I switched to wrestling.
There you go.
Good call on your part.
So, as I said at the outset, I don't have a whole lot of topics to discuss.
Right.
So if people in the comments have stuff they would like for us to discuss, super chat it. Simple as that. In the meantime, in between time, we're going to run Noah's favorite commercial. We will return.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
And again, as we're always about here, folks, in case you haven't figured it out by now, True the Multiverse of Media is simply put all the wrestling, 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 all the professional wrestling. Damn it! And combat sports and other sports.
Combat sports and contact sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What he said. What he said.
See, senor.
Even the chat room is like all the wrestling, all the wrestling.
Wrestling!
Oil wrestling.
True. Wait, what'd you
We
say?
no longer digress. We stopped digressing a long time ago.
What'd you say, Stat Boy?
I said oil wrestling.
What?
Oil wrestling.
Don't bring us back to the bad attitude diva days.
For real, we're done with the days of gravy bowl matches and shit, bro.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, I'm getting the evil eye from Noah Foster. Dang, that's a first.
Just remember, Mikey, there's 3 people right now that can do this.
Oh no! It's true.
Be good.
That's true.
Be good.
Me? Be good?
Yes.
He don't know me very well, do he?
I know you plenty well. That's why I'm telling you to fucking be good. Damn it.
This is accurate.
No me chingas, por favor, huh? Walter knows what I said.
Last time I checked, that's the Greek flag, brother, not the Spanish flag.
Okay. Don't fuck with me. Okay.
There you go. Say it that way.
There you go.
I got a 7-year-old. Try not to use the F-bomb too much.
Jefton had his fill of Hogan's this week. He doesn't need anybody else that has ever been affiliated with one to piss him off.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if Paul Hogan calls me tomorrow, I'll be like, nope, don't fuck me till Monday. Take a Crocodile Dundee shit out for. Nope. Leave me alone.
Anyway.
So
Nick Hogan
I
and your
saw
damn driving
James
skills.
put something in the private chat. Go ahead, James. You can bring that up.
So we said
What
we
happened
would
was-
wait. We said, yeah, what had happened was we said,
Lion.
No, sadly he's not.
yeah.
I know he's not, but we all know,
Nah,
especially anyone that's ever fucked with the Casa, if you begin a conversation with what happened was, you lying.
Yeah, right. So we said we would wait on the Stephanie Valkyrie stuff before and basically say what we know now is this. JJ and I did a pretty good breakdown of what was one of the reasons. We now know the other reason why she essentially didn't sign with AEW. They did the punk to her. And what I mean by that is they left her stranded at the fucking airport during Forbidden Door and did not provide her proper transportation. Did not have anything bad to say when it came to Mercedes or the Young Bucks, but it was strictly the travel agents. So,
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, to be fair, she wants to leave the Mercedes Moné bashing. That's JJ's gimmick. She doesn't want to gimmick infringe on JJ. To be fair,
that's true.
So,
that's true. That's true. But I say that in all seriousness because I think there is mutual respect between the two since their New Japan Strong match the first time they fought.
Yeah, whatever you think of the former Sasha Banks, her and Stephanie had a couple of good matches.
Yeah, damn so, right. I mean, it just sucks because like to know that was one of the reasons is like absurd to me. But now we know also that CMLL was probably part of the reason as well.
Well, but again, transportation with AEW in another country, right, Phil?
Yep.
Now, granted, he chuckled it off when he was talking with Ariel Helwani about he just took the freaking public transit and had a great old time. People on the whatever it was in England. It's like whatever, I don't care. People made more of a big deal than it was to me. But the fact that you've now got somebody who could have been such a major boost for that women's division, making the same complaint of the person that they had no business having anything overlooked on in CM Punk. Now happened to Stephanie Valkyrie too. It's like, okay, so it's not just main event guys. It's everybody that could have a positive influence on the overall company. Cool, got it.
It does sound, and JJ has made this point. I think everybody here has made this point. Their whole damn infrastructure is completely fucking disorganized. It's horrific. It can't be this bad.
Put somebody who's barely qualified to work in the mailroom as an EVP, your company is going to fail.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
Yep.
And they signed Camille, and she's still sitting at home.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
Did they actually sign her?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what everybody said. I never saw an AEW press release.
Right.
But respected journalists said that she put pen to paper.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to incite the journalism argument. I just didn't know if that actually been announced because I've been out of the loop the last few weeks. So.
Yeah, she's supposedly signed back like March and April.
That's crazy that she's on television.
The same time that Julia signed with NXT.
Yeah,
that's
so 3 to 4 months, and you're sitting at home.
Well, right. Unfortunately, and again, this is information I'm not supposed to have, so take it for
They brought in Mercedes Moné, and she's got creative control, so she's probably helping to keep her at home.
And again, like I was saying, I don't know. I'm not supposed to have the information, so take it for what it's worth from the source I'm not allowed to name, and that's just unfortunately the way it is. I've been told that Camille's attitude is kind of caca from people that have worked with her directly, so that could be part of it too. I don't know, but
because she has God-gifted ability and is like a major fucking star, that's a problem.
Well, but like everything I ever saw her at NWA, I was like, how is she not with one of the big two right now? Because TNA hadn't resurged yet. Like, how is she not under contract? I said it the entire time. The minute I saw her at NWA 70, we were on the call, Noah. It was like, actually, I take it back. No, we weren't. I take that back. We didn't start doing that yet. We went back and called it later though, but I saw her. It's like, man, she's got star all over her.
Yes.
And granted, I am ecstatic for Britt Baker that she's back, especially after hearing her discussion with Renee. Like again, knowledge is a burden, but even I didn't know a lot of the stuff that was said in the interview with Renee. So I'm grateful that an acquaintance, somebody that I've come to respect enormously, came out of a very horrible situation.
Yep, that's why I acted up during AEW Dynamite 250 during during Mercedes Moné and Nyla Rose match because it deserved that much attention.
But you had the opportunity to build a division around her, and you kind of did, but then you didn't. You had the opportunity with Jade Chung, not Jade Chung. God, I'm so tired. Jade Cargill. I saw Jade Chung's face during TNA, so whatever.
Well, that's right. She's the ring announcer, and we're all exhausted, so I get it.
Love Jade, and Jade Chung's an old pal. We love some Jade Chung out here in SoCal. We miss her too. But in Jade Cargill, but again, you just let her be there and be TBS girl until you ran through everybody, essentially killing the entire division along the way, by the way.
Yep.
And then let her get away without making her world champion. I hate that we keep turning this damn show into an AEW bash session and the Meltzer pile on. It chaps my ass. It just happens.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I will go ahead and go on record to say, and I'm sure even Walter will agree, and he's her other biggest supporter, Jade still is nowhere near ready to be world champion.
No.
Having her cash in the TBS title for option C would have made for a good moment.
Yeah.
She's not ready to be champion.
No.
I think at that point she would have been ready to be AEW world champion.
Yeah.
And I only say that honestly. By the time she had her run going, the world title had become Mike Awesome as ECW champion compared to RVD as TV champion.
Yep.
Was she talent level main event? No, not yet. But the presence was there, without a doubt. I can't even tell you off the top of my head right now who was AEW Women's World Champion at the time she dropped it to Stat. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head right now.
Jamie Hayter, I think.
And that's how well they've booked Jamie. So there you go.
It was also the night that she was last seen AEW television since her injury, and when she lost the title due to that freaking bombardment by the Outcast. You are right, by the way, JJ. Good job. Also respect Jamie Hayter, damn it.
Yeah.
And again, I bring it up because Stephanie is such a world-class talent. We have seen that now very, very clearly. And how you treat your CMLL partnered wrestler like that is just fucking absurd to me. It's just fucking absurd.
Sorry.
So
try to turn the volume down. We're gonna have the F-bombs. I gotta turn the volume down.
Especially in another country where you don't know things. Like, at least if you were in America, you will know taxi stands and Uber and all that. You're in a whole other country. This is a different ball game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just silly that these people that, at least from what we see, are decent human beings, have a plethora of talent, just can't seem to overcome this unnecessary, still existing political culture, in at least in this company, in AEW. I can't, I don't speak on the other companies because I don't have the insight that is basically just blatantly given to us on social media like AEW does.
Yep.
They don't have to try very hard to let us see how poorly exposed their flaws are. They throw it out there. But with in Stephanie's case, what I'm trying to bring it back into the actual topic that James brought up, Stephanie's talent level is clearly there. Like I said, people were just overlooking her because she wasn't Mercedes Moné, and Mercedes Moné has been the most hyped female talent that, at least in terms of her AEW run, nowhere near deserves it yet. She's had 5 matches, 6.
To the point where she stole Bret Hart's phrase. She flipped it a little, but she stole it.
She botched it.
Well, but again, that was designed to be done in Canada to draw the heat, and it worked. I'm sure that was done by design, but yeah, she did flub it up, so it is what it is. But Stephanie had all the talent and none of the hype behind her, except, ooh, she's a shiny new thing and hasn't been here before, but she's going up against our girls, so we're not going to give her any actual legitimate chance in the press or in the build up to the match. There is no way Mercedes was going to drop her championship that quickly, nor seize the opportunity to gain a title she never should have had to not win in the first place because of an injury. That was never going to be the option that they went with. Everybody knew that Stephanie was going to lose that match. There was just no doubt. But then when she dropped her other championships and walked out, it was like, hey, what the why? And now, what James bringing this up, it's like, so not only did they give her no chance in the present perception is reality, right, Mr. Calloway? But they completely CMLL because if you believe the trade from the living window, she walked. And she walked because based on perception, they were partnered up with AEW and AEW did her wrong. That is why topic number 1 holds so true. This looks like absolute dog shit for AEW. The faith from the fandom is decreasing exponentially, and it honestly has nothing to do with the in-ring product.
Nope.
And in cases like this, it has nothing to do with the creative. And that is why I'm having a discussion at brunch today. Why we've always said the internet's the best, the worst thing that ever happened to professional wrestling.
Yep.
Because yes, because it exists, there's stuff like this, and James and I can do really dumb and cool things on the internet.
Yes.
But the bad part about it is now everybody knows everything. Everybody's an expert. Everybody knows this, and we all know far too much shit about people we don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous, right? There should be no reason the 6 of us in this room or the however many people are watching at home know that Stephanie Valcour's travel was screwed up by AEW.
To be fair, it was outed by her herself. Go ahead, JJ.
But what I'm saying is, if there's no social media outlet, we don't know that. That's kept internally, and that's kept between the people it should be kept between.
I saw you had your hand up, that's all.
My hand hasn't been up, but okay.
Oh.
Hand wasn't up at all.
Fuck.
Okay.
Exhibition
So James is doing dumb and cool things, and he's seeing things. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
That's it.
Let me host moderate.
Yes, I know. Sorry.
James need memes.
I do.
Anyway, yeah.
James won't know what memes are until the damn documentary comes out.
This is valid.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's
which will be WrestleMania 41 weekend.
No.
That's right. That's right. And so we'll let James be the avatar man. I mean, in the opening of I said, James, we can just have that be his avatar until he actually gets to freaking finally rest from this documentary. Poor guy. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that things like this happen, and because of the age we live in, it's immediately pounced upon. Yep. Is it right that it happened? Of course, it's not right that it happened. But now we get the opportunity to see her shine on the WWE stage, and it's awesome.
Yes. And to add to your point, Jeff, I think what we said last week when we looked into it, JJ and I looked into a lot of this, I think the other reason is also the other half of that, specifically the other half being CMLL and them wanting to get the other guy that was threatening to kill her, trying to come back to the roster. That's definitely a factor.
It's problematic as fuck. Yeah. That's
So, get the fuck out of there. But
yeah, no. Yeah.
There you go.
Just sad.
Whole story. It sucks. It sucks both ways.
Okay, no, you can come back. I'll stop bashing AW now.
Well, JJ hasn't.
I can't help it. It just that's why when the question was asked about talking about something else that happened this week, I was like, no, can't help myself. No. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's been a long week, boys and girls.
Yeah.
All right. Well then. I don't really know where to go from there.
Okay, so
because nobody has sent in topics.
No, I know.
Because apparently, we have 13 people watching, but nobody knows how to type in the chat box.
Nah.
That's true.
Either type or read, one or the other. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Go for it. Bring it up. I'll go last, but bring it up.
Oh no. Oh God.
All right. Let me start by saying this. If you do not feel comfortable conversating about this topic, you can abstain and say pass. Okay? Just because we need to try to keep things professional.
No, I agree with that. I will say
the word journalist gets thrown around a lot. I still try to think of us as journalists reporting news. I know Jeff says that he never really thought about it, but this is definitely newsworthy. And Jeff is telling me to go for it. So if you feel like you cannot conversate on this in a professional way, say pass when it comes to you.
Like I said, I'll go. I'll hear everybody else's opinions, and I'll go last. And if I am able to converse and offer my opinion in a civil way, then I shall.
Okay.
So this past week was the Republican National Convention. In addition to all the other people that conversed and spoke, we had, in addition to the presidential candidate, 2 other WWE Hall of Famers there. Kid Rock gave a performance.
Oh, I forgot about that. Jesus.
Dana White, non-Hall of Famer, introduced could be president number 47. And Terry Hulk Hogan Bollea gave a speech. Now, I am going to try to stay as impartial as possible. I feel like Hogan's speech was very passionate. I feel like he did his job in getting the attendees of the convention hyped for the prospective reign for another 4 years of Donald Trump. Regardless what you think about him, I have no issue with celebrities giving speeches at conventions like this. Where I have issue with celebrities getting involved with politics is when they start being part of the commercial campaign. And when they go out away from the conventions on like the late night talk shows giving speeches. I yearn for the days like the Rock the Vote campaign back in the early 90s, where musicians would get out there and just tell you to vote and make your voice heard. Not sit there and try to tell you who you should vote for, why you should vote for, and call you an idiot if you voted the other way.
Thank you.
Yep.
I distinctly remember, and I can't remember if it was the 2016 or 2020 election, but I distinctly remember the campaign and the actors from the MCU campaigning for the opposition of Trump, whether it was Clinton or Biden. And I distinctly remember Robert Downey Jr. telling the people that if you vote for this man to go into the White House or to stay in the White House, you are an idiot.
Hmm.
And I have an issue with that. Because that shouldn't be what it's about. You should just be encouraging people to go and vote.
Yep.
Hold on, let me finish. You said you wanted to wait till the end and you're raising your hand. And you're muted on top of that.
No, I understand that. I was asking because I don't remember the commercial, so I'm trying to gain context. Did they all appear together?
together individually.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like they were all in the commercial together, but they would
Right.
like cut to the individual people.
Okay, so the implication was the stars of the MCU are campaigning for the opposition to Donald Trump, basically. Okay, which means if they're all together as the Marvel actors, then that reflects on the parent company too, which is bad business. Continue.
Yes. I want to say it was the 2016 election, but I can't be positive because I also remember RDJ making a comment about, how Ruffalo will show his ass to try to get people to vote the way that they wanted them to vote. And then in Thor Ragnarok, we got the naked Hulk ass scene. So it was like their way of making good on it without actually showing Ruffalo's ass. But in any event, I am not going to sit here and openly criticize Hulk for giving the speech that he gave because it was in the confines of the convention. And within such confines, he did what he was there to do.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of people out there that take issue with Hulk speaking on Trump's behalf. One of them's in the far corner opposite me because he grew up idolizing Hogan and he despises number 45. And I'm sure the fact that Hulk called Trump his hero kind of is renting space between the ears there. No, let's not go there. We need you for Haunted Hangman. Let's at least save the hanging until October.
Oh, I like what you did there. Good one. That was a good one.
Good. That's good.
Keep plug.
So I'm gonna open the door from here. Does anybody, and we can go show of hands rather than going around the room. That way you don't even have to say pass. Does anybody have anything they would like to say or add in a neutral, unbiased manner, in a professional manner, regarding Hulk Hogan's appearance at the RNC? Mike, I saw go first. So we'll go to Mike first, then we'll come down to Walter, then to James, then back up to Jeff, since he wanted to be last.
Okay. For me, politics and wrestling are touchy subjects together when you mix them.
Politics.
When I saw Hogan, when I saw Hogan up there, rip the shirt off, and there's the Trump and the Vance shirt, I was a little surprised. I mean, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna turn my back on him. I'm not gonna say, oh, Hulk, you've chosen the wrong side. I'm a Democrat. You're a Republican. I don't like you anymore. I'm gonna if I had Hogan posters all over my wall and toy figures, I'm not gonna do like what happened in the 60s when nobody liked the Beatles and they're gonna bonfire all the Hogan merchandise. No, it's his political opinion. You may not like it. You don't have to agree with it, but you should respect it. Okay. And it's the same thing with Mayor Jacobs. Mayor Jacobs, he supports Trump. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go up and say, you're representing the wrong one. I don't like you. You're a bad person. No, it doesn't work that way. There was the shock value, yes, but I'm over it now at this point. I mean, yes, he did what he was supposed to do, hype up the crowd at the RNC. I get it. The fallout, there was a little fallout from Jimmy Fallon. He made jokes about it, saying that The Undertaker is going to be brought in for the Democrats because Joe Biden needs to stop his career. That joke failed miserably when I tried to repeat it in the group chat. So I'm done with that. But I mean, I don't see why my brother is upset. I'm yes, I pointed to you. I will gladly hear your responses, and it'll click, and then I'll understand it. You see? So, was it shocking? Yes. Am I over it? Yes. Am I gonna erase Hogan from existence? No.
Okay, Walter.
Yeah, I was shocked too, but I'm not so mad because it's their political right to vote for who they want to vote for and endorse who they want to endorse. Doesn't make you a bad or a good guy. I may not agree with him, and I don't like, 45 and everything, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop liking the celebrities that like him.
It's okay.
I have
You
friends.
can say his name. I'm not going to fire you if you use his name.
Joe Henry?
The people, I have friends that are Trumpers, and that doesn't make us no longer friends. It just makes us have different political views, and that's what makes this country great. You can have the right to like who you are. But and again,
that's what he wants. He just wants to make America great again.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Good luck.
It's just
I
that
couldn't resist it, James. I mean, he said he literally said that's what makes this country great. Like, come on, he handed that to me on a silver platter.
I know.
I think what hurts people like Jeff is just the influence they have on it. That when they open their mouth, it's like millions of people instantly go to what they're saying, no matter what. So it's like it's the old Spider-Man meme. Be careful with the power you have. So not the meme. I'm sorry, but the old Spider-Man saying.
With great power comes great
With
responsibility.
great power comes a great responsibility. Yeah. So that's all it is. But yeah, I miss like in 08 when the celebrities were just telling you register to vote. We need voters. Vote. They weren't telling you who to vote for. Yeah. They weren't telling you who to vote for. They just said register to vote. And it's your right to vote. People fought for your right. So vote for whoever you want. But nah, I'm not gonna suddenly dislike Hogan or anything. I already have issues with Hogan. And I understand why he endorsed him because they got a history of lying. So hey. they tell stories that make them look like the best. So a lot of don't work for me brothers from both of them.
Yes, it is, JJ. Yes,
it really is. But
it's most wrestlers too. Let's be real.
Yeah,
they go hand in hand.
I'll disagree with that in terms of modern wrestlers because there's a lot less of it than there used to be in Hogan today.
Yeah.
But it still exists. It's still part of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
See, to Walter's point, what I was going to say is, but how much has social media changed since SmackDown Your Vote?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why these celebrities feel like they can be this huge influential voice about it. And it's like, stay in your lane, people.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm next.
Go ahead, James.
Oh boy. Okay, so here's how I see this. And in order to talk about this, you have to talk about what happened the week prior. But
I wanted to, but I figured I'd save it.
I'll be the one to break it out. For those who don't know, President Trump got shot in the ear. He was like millimeters away from being shot. And
should I make the joke again, Jeff?
The joke?
The joke?
Yeah. Okay, so last week on the show, Jeff made the comment about him. The assassination attempt was made, and he was like 3 inches to the one way, and he would have been gone. And I made the Charlie Conway joke from the first X movie. He's like, yeah, 3 inches the other way, you would have missed completely.
I was gonna say
too soon.
My dad actually just
you should know you lived in the casa. It is never too fucking soon.
My dad came in here and he said there's easier ways to get your ear pierced. I agree. So there's that. Yeah, that was pretty
wrong.
That was a pretty good line. Now, listen. As much as we're joking about it, it's a lot of gallows humor. But even though he did not succeed in getting killed, he miraculously survived. Somebody unfortunately did die. And
the way you phrased that just popped me. He didn't succeed in getting killed.
that was kind of
the fuck out of me. I'm just saying. Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
And then he made the comment about Gallus humor, so it's like Gallus boys on top.
Gallows humor, not Gallus.
That's what we need to have Noah join Chase U. Gallus U.
Gallus. Jesus. Now listen. He didn't get killed, but somebody did, unfortunately, in the Republican Party. I hate that. And if you know the story, I could give a fuck if he was a Republican or Democrat. He was a father, first and foremost. And he died doing the most heroic thing a person in his position could have done, and that was protect his fucking family. He took that bullet to let them survive, and that sucks. So, like, this is why it's like Exhibit A of why I don't fucking get involved with politics, because it just makes so many people with such insane warped mental states go to this fucking level that I don't want a fucking thing to do with it. If you want to, that's more power to you. I'm not going to judge you either way on it. Whatever. If Hoke fucking likes, and Hoke and Dana like fucking Trump, cool. If Kid Rock wants to take a golden turd for fucking Donald Trump, cool. If fucking Taker does come out for fucking Biden, cool. The way I see it is, and I've never shared my whole discourse before publicly, but I'll fucking do it here because fuck it. I think it's all a crock of shit, different sides on the same crap. Truthfully. It's different sides on the same crap. Like, Biden sucks, Trump sucks. We have to pick the lesser of two evils when they both suck. And reality is, the government's kind of ran this country for a long time anyway. They're literally just the puppet masters that, you know, the government's got to put in fucking place with this two-party system nonsense, which has been outdated for decades, by the way. It was outdated when they, you know, did what they did to JFK. It was outdated with Reagan, you know, but Reagan was at least decent. It's been fucking, like, absurd, like, that we're still in this two-party system and no candidate goes for the people anymore. It's like, you better pick a hard stance now because this is what we expect you to say. And if you don't say it, fuck you, right? And this is exactly what's caused this political divide. You see it, like, great example, CNN. We gotta abolish all guns. Fox News. We gotta keep all guns. How about we just come to a compromise and have better mental, you know, checks of people, and then also, you know, ban some firearms, but not all firearms.
Australia did it perfectly.
Thank you. And, like, the other thing I want to point out too is, like, as tasteless as the joke, I don't know if anybody knows about this, but as tasteless as the joke that the guy from Tenacious D said, I think his name was Kyle Glass, I think his name.
Kyle Glass.
Kyle Glass. He said, don't miss Trump next time for his birthday wish. I don't wish death upon anybody unless they are a convicted murderer or, you know, the P word. We'll see what happens, or maybe something will come out about Trump or Biden that proves one or the other. Don't really trust them, but hasn't been proved, so I'm going to say they don't deserve death yet. So I really don't think that's something to wish for. I also think the fucking congressman that says, oh, fucking Tenacious D should be canceled for that and deport them from the fucking country, and, you know, that's a bit fucking too far as well. And that's why I don't like politics, because it makes people so divisive one way or the other. And then you go and wish death upon people, and then you go and wish this bad thing and that bad thing, and it's just like, God fucking damn it, just shut up. I want peace. Can I have peace? Thank you. I would like peace. I would like to just live in my own world, stay in my lane. And
there's no such thing as peace when there's too much money.
Wants to live in my world.
Exactly. But it's like, I hate that we wish that, and then there are people that are just like, oh, well, he was a Democrat anyway, or I'm sorry, a Republican anyway, so he deserved to die because he was at the Trump rally. Fucking just gross fucking statements like that. I've had to deal with that with some people in my circle. Like, that's such a horrible fucking thing to say, dude. Like, god damn. I don't appreciate that, and I hope we can just fucking learn to be better out of this and not fucking take shit this seriously. Like, can we just open our eyes and understand, hey, look, the president is probably not running the country anyway, and even if they are, you don't have to judge every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry that fucking votes. Just let people be people and stop fucking doing this shit. And get better mental health checks. Please.
And again, you know, social media have put these people on a bigger pedestal.
Yep.
It used to be the only time you saw something maybe was on the night's news.
Yep.
You know, now we see Facebook posts, MySpace posts, Twitter posts, Instagram posts. You know, everybody has got a video camera in their hand that they use to record them.
Yeah.
And rebroadcast them.
Instant access.
Not great.
Just to clarify, I wasn't saying that the Undertaker was a Democrat.
No, I know.
The Undertaker isn't going to appear. The joke was that
I know
Joe Biden's chance at being the president in the next term is dead, so we should call the Undertaker to confirm it.
Oh, that's fun. That's actually a double-layer joke. That's funny.
Yeah, and that's
actually pretty good.
And that's what Fallon said in his monologue, and then I tried to share it as news in our group chat, and it just bombed. Because apparently I can't type what I hear and get the joke right. So
no, it's not bad.
Mansfield can do that.
What was it, Jeff?
He drove Jeff out of the no DQ chat with that.
Go ahead, Jeff.
So no. What?
Let me host moderate, James. Go ahead, Jeff.
I appreciate that, James, but no, I was just going to point out to Mikey that wasn't news. Should have been reported as news. If you want to try to report that as news, email Aaron. He reports shit like that like news. Yep, that was a shot. Nope, I don't care. Anyway, it's whatever. I've been telling him for 20 years. Anyway, okay. So I'm not going to pass because I will keep myself civil and professional. A lot of factors to think about. First of all, who hosted the WrestleManias, or at least two of them, where Hogan was the guy on top of the world?
That would be Donald Trump, WrestleMania 4 and 5.
Yeah, WrestleMania is 4 and 5, and I appreciate that comment. And the reason I initially put a hard no on talking about this is because in the moment it was brought up, I was still so viscerally angry about it. I was having a bad day as it was, that I felt that I couldn't remain civil. It's been a couple of days. It is what it is. My issue with Hulk's appearance on Thursday night was much what JJ said. Nobody's staying neutral anymore.
Nope.
The SmackDown Your Vote campaign was about The Rock and Linda McMahon and people going out to both conventions and speaking and encouraging the vote, not the party.
Yep.
As far as the party divide or whatever you want to call it, I have registered as one side for many, many years, my entire voting life. But it's no longer about one side or the other. And when you think about the fact that one's an elephant, the other's a jackass, that says everything you need to know. My issue is, hi.
I brought that up because I saw Noah was going to bow out.
Got it. Okay.
The G1 awaits. Good night, all. So I was bringing that up as a solo shot so people could say he was leaving.
Got it. Okay.
Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. You're fine. My issue is, like you said, social media has allowed a lot of people to express their opinion and not expect a visceral response. So within the maintaining of civility and calm voice, I am going to say that I was very disappointed in Mayor Jacobs. I was very disappointed in Mrs. McMahon when they both rallied in triumph, and this has nothing to do with Thursday night, rallied for the repeal of Roe versus Wade. This is the same Mrs. McMahon who, when Dylan's mom was pregnant with Dylan, walked up to her and made sure that even in March, that god-awful Southern California heat, she was okay, and gave me the stink eye for bringing her out in that kind of heat. But I was there to support her husband and getting his start on the Walk of Fame. Silly me. Disappointed in Mayor Jacobs, mainly because the verbiage to state that you are okay in being okay with the repeal of Roe versus Wade is you're okay with rights being taken from a specific section of individuals.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. I have a severe problem with that, as a matter of fact. I also have a problem with whatever they're calling that doctrine this week. I know it is Project 2025. I have a severe problem with that going into effect if the side that's advocating for it takes office. Yep. Severe problem with that. There are a lot of people in the general community, the wrestling community, political community, that are not fans of Terry Bollea. They're not fans of Hulk Hogan. They have taken this opportunity and just lit everything up like a Christmas tree. I'm very surprised I've had wrestling friends not come at me and go, see? I'm disappointed that a choice was made by somebody that whatever else he's done to or for anybody else, anytime I've ever interacted with him, he's always done right by me and mine. And I would not be sitting here on this love seat with my own logo above my head if it wasn't for me seeing him on television 34 years ago. It's not, for me, it's not about a party represented by a jackass versus a party represented by an overgrown elephant.
Yep.
It's about a man who has served his country for decades, but is clearly, at least perception, my perception is that he is no longer physically or mentally able to perform the responsibilities of the job he is currently maintaining. That's on one side. On the other side, you have a man who has been proven to have a filter that only will serve strong, over-caffeinated black coffee with no filter going through it whatsoever. And he's been allowed to be this person his entire life. And again, never affected me personally. I was entertained by the events he hosted. Maybe not The Apprentice. It was kind of like whatever for me personally. But I for all accounts and purposes, even if you take out the personal side of what a deplorable human being he is presented to be, he is, as of this moment, a convicted felon. Whatever sentence he's going to receive, however far this is going to be pursued, we are looking at the very distinct possibility, or at least we were until last weekend, of a individual being sworn in to the office of the United States presidency in an orange jumpsuit with his hand on the Bible in a cell.
The fact that you can, when you have a felony, you can't vote, but you can be a president with the felony makes no effing sense to me.
I have a problem with the base wording of the Constitution in that case. And no, I'm not going to sit there and call it the Constitution. I ain't got that time to defend myself at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. I'm going to be here all night. But I have a problem, like Walter said. You can't vote if you're a convicted felon. You can't leave the country if you're a convicted felon. He's the chief diplomat by title. But he can't leave the country. Okay. Got it. And now, to Colin's comment, please bring it up. I'm going to ask you to bring it up, even though it's not super chatted. Because as many people do not like this Hall of Famer because of how he's acted in his personal life, fucking Hogan supporting him just rallies more people behind Donald Trump now. That's what sucks. But it was called the lesser of two evils. My issue with our system, talk about the system being down at Slammiversary. I wish this system could be altered just as easily. The problem with politics in these United States is there's not enough people with enough in their crotch to vote any other way. Oh, well, I only had these two choices. No, you don't. That ballot is this freaking long. You kidding me?
Yep.
You have the ability to write somebody in. Hell, I'm voting for Greg Sherry on November. I don't know about the rest of it. Greg Sherry has said it for years. Politics is a work. Wrestling's real. I believe in Greg Sherry. And I believe in Joe Hendry. Go ahead and throw it up while I keep getting my thoughts together. Because I'm just trying to get my shit going here. I had said thank you, appreciate it. I had said for weeks that if the right candidate came along, that enough people would get behind, even if a third party, there might be a chance of invoking change. There is not that opportunity now.
Nope.
And this is going to sound horrible. I'm going to own it that it's going to sound horrible. Regardless if you think it was a conspiracy or a staging or whatever. If Trump had been killed last Saturday, he's a martyr. Because he didn't get killed, he's now the only viable option because he was strong enough to survive getting shot at. Whereas his opposition, who allegedly has been encouraged by his own party, please step aside. You can't do this. We need somebody strong to oppose him. If he steps aside now, you might as well just not even bother with the election. You might as well just have Trump sworn in right then and there.
Yep.
There is no way out of a 4-year shit show at this point. One side or the other, because not enough people vote with their brains and they vote with their emotions instead. Thank you. Twister, eye pool, and whatever the hell that thing says. You have to pronounce the A because I don't know what your name is.
It's A. It's A. He's been in the chat for like ages, I think. He had another name change.
All right. So just be that snarky. Anybody that's seen Pete's Dragon with red buttons, I'm going to call him A until I can figure out otherwise.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I'm going to be snarky because I know it's funny. But I love you for commenting all this time, so I appreciate you being a fan still. It's just going to be a shit show. And like James said, like Greg says pretty much every week, this is why we don't bring it up, because it just divides people and it gets me worked up. And I don't like to be worked up when I'm already having a tough week. I have people I care about deeply that had the choice to end a pregnancy that was going to be damaging to them, that had the choice to prevent pregnancy that would have been damaging, that had choices. Either we're going to have those choices ripped from these people, or we're going to have a president who already shouldn't be being president, and we're going to have 4 more years of. Either way, we're going to have the entire world look down on us more than they already do. I don't know about you. I'm not a fan of being looked down upon. And have every other country in the world going at us yokels in red, white, and blue is kind of sad. And whatever happens in November, that's what we're facing. And as far as us covering it on this channel, because he was introduced by a partner of WWE, because he was supported by a WWE Hall of Famer, because there was a musical performance by the WWE Hall of Famer, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. By the way, they should do an open convention. They should make it the ability to vote on the Democratic side. But like I said, it's too late. It's too late. We are going to have to choose between the lesser of two evils. Either the ones we know, or the one we know versus the one trying to make up for the other one we know. We're screwed. We're screwed in this country. I have more people telling me and actually showing me proof that they have applied for a work visa. Their wheels up and gone come January 20th. And I can't be mad at them or blame them for it. It's just sad that the country has to be so divided rather than, and somebody pointed out to me, and it may have been somebody in our group chat, and if I'm misquoting them, forgive me. I'm not gonna throw them under the bus because I have no desire to do that on this already hot button topic. I believe the last either president or candidate to have been actively shot at in that degree was President Reagan when he was already president. It was 44 years ago, I believe, or maybe in 81, so 43 years ago. And granted, 81, the country was a shit show, but for completely different reasons. We had people detained in Iran. The gas shortage was bananas. There's a right to be upset at things like that. Is it ever right to shoot anybody? I don't believe so. Is it right to wish death on somebody? Not somebody I don't know. I don't know Donald Trump. I don't wish death on the man. I personally feel I wish he would have been incapacitated enough where he couldn't run for the presidency. That would have made things a little bit easier on some of us divided folks. But I would never want it to wish death on anybody I don't have any active beef with personally, because that's just silly for me. But Mikey's beautiful contention, not wishing death on anybody, period, is wonderful, and you're a beautiful human being, and I love you. But I really disagree with it because people in my personal life, I would not hesitate because of reasons that you are very much aware of.
I love you too, bro. Thank you.
It is what it is. And we will talk, the three of us, off air because there is much to be learned. But anyway, yeah, I'm just disappointed because I missed the 2000 days where it was The Rock out there and then pre DJ mode suits, that looked like the WWE customers designed them for him, but he still looked like a pimp. Good for him. And Mrs. McMahon going out there and smacking down the vote and encouragement to smack down the vote. I know it was very long-winded. I'm sorry, and I probably didn't keep it as professional as I would have liked to, but I'm just so. People have called me an empath, and I haven't been very empathic, and I feel everybody's emotions. And if I'm feeling everybody's emotions around me and people I know and love dear, no wonder I'm shutting down.
I think you did good. It was a good. It was a.
It's a shit show right now. The whole country's a shit show. And
yeah, you did fine, Jeff. Don't worry about it.
It was very emotional.
Yeah, true. Sing it, Walter.
Anyway, family, I'm going to go ahead and bow out. Thanks for having me on for 3 weeks in a row now. How about that? This is almost a record here.
And wait for it. Wait for it.
Almost as many weeks as you haven't had the sports bar open.
I know.
What?
What?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
We're waiting.
He's having technical.
Don't go Jeopardy him. You guys behave yourselves. Did I not leave it in there for you?
If you didn't, it's okay.
Quiet, Mikey. I'm talking to JJ.
Oh. I didn't fuck with what you put in there.
Isn't
this it right here?
There
Yeah, that's it
it
right there.
is.
That's it right there.
Right there.
Yes. I will be back in the sports bar where I'm supposed to be this Tuesday, July 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And I will announce that right now I have the next 3 Tuesdays off. So it seems like everything is going A-okay.
We have ourselves a hell.
Shocking, right?
We have ourselves a hell of a lead-in for NXT because we're calling NXT the next 3 weeks too.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll believe that the sports bar is open when I see the notification on my phone saying Stat Boys Sports Bar is live.
Bro, you know me. You know I can't lie worth shit. Unless something catastrophic happens in the next 72 hours, I am going to be in the sports bar. And that is the truth.
12 o'clock Pacific on Tuesday. Yeah, Mike, we need you to come in and work a shift. I'll be right there.
Nope, I got my car back, so I'm not. I've got all my bills are paid. I'm good. I love you all, family. Stat Boy out.
There you go.
I still want to know what we're gonna get first: the fucking documentary or Stat Boy Sports Bar reopened.
Probably the Stat Boy Sports Bar reopened. I still got a few.
I'll probably get my own show before both of those happen.
Yeah. Shit.
Jesus.
Out of line, but he's not wrong.
Well, and listen, at least there's somebody working on it on their project, as you have seen.
Now, the reason I brought up the question about the MCU guys is because it's like, man, that parent company's just having a hell of a week themselves. So I was just curious if that was the case.
Oh, especially the way my daughter feels about the revamped attraction.
Right.
What's the revamped attraction?
Okay,
well,
so for those of you that don't know, the parent company he's referring to is the House of Mouse.
Disney.
And
Disney World.
No,
whatever it was
Disney
almost a week ago.
Yes.
Disney revamped at Disney World the Country Bear Jamboree, which is a longtime favorite of mine. I raised my daughter on it via YouTube videos and shit because Disneyland pulled it 2 days before the 9/11 attacks. So I've always treated that as a conspiracy with the cast members. Be like, see, if you had just left the attraction, we wouldn't have been attacked on 9/11.
Jesus Christ.
Osama bin Laden was a Country Bear Jamboree fan. It is all
right.
Disney's
It's
fault.
documented.
Documented now.
It is proven lore, just like the cryogenically frozen head of Walt Disney.
This is all parody, by the way. Those of you watching this on demand, shut the fuck up with your nonsense. Continue.
Yeah. Right.
But so they redid the show, and basically they replaced all the songs with Disney songs.
Now, granted,
and I tried my damnedest yesterday to defend it to my daughter because I understand the logic behind it. number one, not everybody enjoys country music, and I get the attraction is called the Country Bear Jamboree. So if you don't enjoy country music, you probably shouldn't go to the Country Bear Jamboree. But I digress. But by incorporating familiar Disney songs into the show, you open the doors for a new generation to discover the bears. People like Jordan's son, who occasionally runs and like sticks his head in the camera here, Leo, who's 5. It's like he's gonna know these Disney songs. He's not gonna know country songs that they choose. And my daughter's argument is, well, I didn't know those songs either, but I learned them. It's like, you chose to learn them. It doesn't matter if you're 5, 50, or 80. Everybody knows these songs because they're Disney songs.
Yep. And at the end of the day, Jay, because of YouTube, we have the technology. We can educate these chittens on the past.
Yes. And I mean, they picked Boehner songs. I mean, they did freaking Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. They did A Whole New World. They did Kiss the Girl. The big finale is The Bare Necessities. You know, I mean, how much more perfect can you get for country bears than to sing The Bare Necessities?
Yes.
And the best one is the emo bear of the group, Big Al, starts singing Remember Me from Coco. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus.
I legit laughed out loud. I popped when I heard that because it still has the out-of-tune guitar twangs from, and then he's all like, remember me.
Oh, my God.
He's laughing just imagining it.
Yeah, I haven't officially watched it. I was going to wait till you have to watch it with Natalie.
Ask her if she's willing to watch it with you since you haven't watched it, just so she can get your guttural reaction.
The plan was to watch it with her and Teresa if they were both going with me tomorrow, but we'll see how things. Like I said, her plan's changing, kind of went off in all different directions now, so we'll see. But what I was referring to actually with Disney was the fact that there were 13,000 people affected, and they're on labor strikes this week, and they voted to strike. So it's like now the park's in a shit show. So it's been a week at Disney. It's been a week in politics. It's been a week in wrestling, positively.
It's been a week.
It's been a week of somebody's in the green room.
Oh, Jesus.
Ah, that's who it is.
Yes. Teleporting into the command center via the Morphin Grid, even though we don't really have anything else to talk about and nobody is super chatting. It is our very own Power Ranger of Wrestling, Datilla.
Hey, I forgot to lower the volume when I put my earphones on. I was like, oh shit, the sound came in.
Yes. All right, well.
What's up? Slammiversary was such an amazing show.
It was.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, right.
It was quite the show. Your TNA did a damn good job.
Yeah, top to bottom. It was such a great show. I enjoyed it very much.
How about the NXT boys in that match? NXT did pretty good tonight. I don't
know much about Quarter Catch Crew. But it was nice to see Dez back in a TNA ring, dressed as Buzz Lightyear.
That was funny.
I don't know who this Dez person is. I know who Wesley is.
Wesley, Dez /
Let's
Dez.
use real names. That would be like me referring to Zachary Wentz's Nash Carter. Like,
I know who Nash Carter is.
I barely know who Nash Carter is. I only know.
Unfortunately, everybody knows who Nash Carter is for all the wrong reasons. Anyway, that's a whole other political nightmare. Anyway,
that's true.
But yeah, the whole show was pretty solid, top to bottom. The Earl Hebner thing was amazing.
It was.
Yeah, you You came in at the exact right time to avoid the end of the show topic. But we'll talk about TNA for a while if you want to again.
Yeah, I really like that. I like that everybody was paying homage to the Heart Foundation with the heart attack and the gear and everything. Earl Hebner redeemed himself in Montreal.
I'm sure Brett will rate that 4 out of 10.
It's a great show.
Maybe that's just me though.
I'll definitely rate that of Montreal not redeemed for me, but redeemed for somebody else out of 10.
That's right.
Walter says he's fallen asleep, so he's gonna bow out.
There you go.
Yes, Walter needs to plug his stuff. That way he can go out there and get more sunburn tomorrow.
That is true.
We'll see him on the call for Tuesday, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good night, Walter.
Good night.
What do you want to say?
No, they can plug it for me. They got
that
it.
is.
Yeah, we always plug.
We know the verbiage. We have the technology.
That is true.
All right, guys.
We can't replug him. I don't fucking know anymore.
Yo, gonna get reanimated
again.
How can he get more reanimated? What are they gonna do? Put him back in a mountie suit? Like what the fuck?
Can you imagine? Oh my god!
Fucking walking out there with Raven. I
want that so bad.
I'm not the Mountie, but I'm the double champ.
You know something? I have to say, like one of the biggest shocker factors is Josh Alexander going low.
Yeah,
he believed in Joe Henry's testicles.
He went low.
That was valid.
Low.
Josh got low. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm too white for that. Never mind. I take that back. Even the dog don't want me to do that.
Yeah.
Dog was very upsetty.
Dodger's like, the fuck you talking about, fat man?
Yeah, true.
Josh Alexander with the heel turn.
Right.
Yeah, the one was finally asleep, and now she's not.
Oh well.
Animal violence on the air.
I don't know if that's a good thing, Jeff.
Nobody could see it.
No. It was a hat. It was nothing. It was fun. Next time, just get water, Jeff.
Sweet baby bejesus.
Yeah. Overall,
all I can say is I'm just glad that Dimeless Dana Brooke did not win the Knockouts title.
Oh, thank God that wasn't the case.
Although that Canadian Destroyer she hit was pretty solid. That blew me away.
I don't know why anybody would have thought that she was going to win. I didn't think for a second she was going to win.
Quick question, Datilla, because since you watched the show, was Dana Brooke good in the ring? Because I had a feeling she would be, because she had improved while she was in WWE.
This was her best match to date. I give her a lot of props. This was a match, honestly, I'm going to be totally honest, this was like the match that I was least looking forward to, because I was like, oh, this is just no. But, Ash by Elegance surprised me. She surprised a lot of people. I think she silenced a lot of haters tonight. I thought she did a fantastic job. The crowd went from being not into it, because it did start off kind of slow, but it picked up towards the middle, from the middle towards the end. So yeah, I thought it was a decent match.
So are you saying that Dimeless Dana finally drew a dime?
You mean Ash by Elegance?
Same thing.
No. We mean
I like Ash by Elegance. I really do. I've praised her work. I praised the character. I have no complaints about Ash by Elegance. My complaint was that I didn't feel like this was the Slammiversary match.
That's fair. But that means she drew a dime. About time. So what? Does that make... What do we call her now? Because she's not Dimeless no more. What do we call her?
How about Ash by Elegance?
Besides Ash by Elegance.
No.
I want dimes, damn it. It's got to be something dimes.
We have enough of a severe dislike for one female wrestler that's not even in TNA, but he's got the market corner. Let's just have him let him have that.
That's true. That's true.
Because then she'll go away and everybody will be happy in Puppet Land again.
Well, I'm not hating on her. I'm giving her more dimes. Maybe she could be 2 dimes Dana Brooke. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if she sets her neck up, her neck will be a stack of dimes like Austin's was.
Drop you on that stack of dimes. You call a neck.
That's the greatest Cody ever said.
I feel bad.
I'll point to the death on that shit. I don't care.
Go ahead, JJ.
I said I feel bad.
You feel bad?
What do you feel bad for?
Because Datilla seems to actually like really enjoy her, and it's like we're just giving her all kinds of shit. So
yeah, I mean, I do. I praise the character. I dug Ash by Elegance, her character.
That's right.
I like the fact that they had her pull off a Canadian destroyer, because those are 2 women that, they're not exactly like out of shape, but they got pretty low centers of gravity. That's a pretty big thing for 2, bulkier girls like that to pull that shit off. Good on them.
Well, to be fair to Jordan, it ain't the first time she took a Canadian destroyer.
Valid.
No.
But Jordan Grace's also crazy. So
that is true.
But then PCO becoming double champ, like that was my highlight of the night.
That was awesome. That's good for him.
Because I'm such
Pierre,
a fan
as old
of
as
the
he is.
character.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then Steph DeLander fucking proposing to him.
What?
Hey!
And he said we.
Oh my God.
Just as Wednesday. May I add?
That reminds me of a joke, JJ. I once asked a Frenchman if he played video games. He said we.
Oh, fuck. Please. Jesus Christ.
Why do I have a feeling that wedding's going to end in such a disaster?
JJ turned to the Jeff.
That was one Jeff.
Because wrestling weddings always end in disaster.
Yes,
that's true.
Yes.
Okay, here let me take 2.
There you go.
Now that's not right. Nobody said his name yet.
Well, I'll say it. Joe Hendry. There you go.
Okay, fine. Anyway.
There it is. Shit-eating grin.
It's stupid. It's stupid shit that always pops me. So what the fuck, right?
Okay. Can we talk about something real quick before we end to the shills? Did anybody see the clip I tagged you guys in yet? With Joe Hendry? Yeah.
Elijah got so burned. Poor bastard. Oh my God.
So he did a song for Elias, and the song goes something like this. Na 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 na. Joe Hendry took his job. Hendry took his job. Na 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 na.
This video is just playing on the video wall in the little arena they're in for the show, and Elijah's just pacing, like losing his mind. That video ends, and then sings, and it's like, oh my God.
There's probably people that were like upset for Elias, and it's like I'm sure Elias signed off to it. He had to.
He had to, right? Like God.
There's no way. If he didn't sign off on that, that's pure disrespect by Joe Hendry, dude. Yeah. Holy shit. That's almost funny as the Joseph Connors thing he did in WCPW.
It's just it's crazy. This phenomenon is just spreading through wrestling, and it's beautiful.
What happens when Jim Johnson is a wrestler? Answer: Joe Hendry.
Oh shit!
Phenomenon.
I'm glad to see everybody finally believes in Joe Hendry.
Not everybody. There's still some non-believers out there. I know Noah's friend Kine Train is a non-believer.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a non-believer.
He'll
come along, just like you did.
We had because we had a guest on the Greg Cherry show a few weeks ago. She's another podcaster. The name she uses is Canary. She hates Joe Hendry. Like, oh my God, I can't even bring him up. I get like, nope. You don't get to talk to me today. It's like, it's okay. Hates Joe Hendry.
Is it SJ?
No, not SJ. Different person.
All right, good for her.
No. As far as the Peter Griffin thing going around, I wish that was an actual thing and it wasn't just a reconstructed meme. It is still funny as shit.
True.
But yeah, I've had 3 different people send me that video clip, and it's like, okay, guys, I saw it. Thanks. Like, fuck. Peter Griffin believes. I understand this reference now. I've seen it 3 times this week.
We get it. Cool.
Dylan sent it to me. I'm like, how the hell did you see? You don't even watch TNA or NXT. What the shit, child?
He is all over social media, dude. That dude is crazy on TikTok. Joe Hendry.
You can't go anywhere without saying his name. God damn it, JJ.
Yeah. That was good. Good time.
Emmanuel actually super chatted on the Slammiversary watch along for me to play that.
That's hilarious. You gotta love that. Good for
That's tremendous.
Oh wow.
Oh. I seriously want to I want to be able to afford a cameo, have him sing it because the cadence is the same. I believe in Jeff Meacham.
Dun dun dun. True that. Syllables match.
Syllables count, kids. Grammar matters.
I saw somebody put out a tweet earlier today saying that they were on and looking to do some cameos, and I was like, because it's somebody that I actually would like to get one from. There's a lot of
yeah, it's funny. People ask, because every year for our year-end show, we tend to have random stuff happen. And my birthday, it's like, you know what you want to do? You want to do something for us out there in the Ethernet besides good night. Be a dick.
Toodles.
Be a stranger though. Anyway.
Total toodles, and it wasn't even Tiffy time yet.
Yeah, he literally came in and made one comment and it was to bitch. Okay. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. If y'all want to fly out super chat, cameo. Buy us cameos to put on our year-end show. Those are always good.
Those are great.
Because of cameo, we know that Joe Hendry believes in NOLA.
Mm-hmm.
That's and his dog believes in NOLA too.
That's right. That video's still loaded in here.
That is still loaded. Fuck, here we go.
Noah and Attila, say his name and he shall appear. This is Joe Hendry wishing you a happy anniversary. A happy anniversary specifically to the Jeff Meacham Network. And a special thank you to Noah and, of course, Attila. I have been told someone said my name, so I had to appear. So here I am. This message is from Jeff and JJ, and they wanted to ask Joe Hendry. Look, Joe, they got in touch. They said, you got to get in touch. I got 2 amazing people, Noah and Attila. Who can we get? They went through Cameo, and Cameo said, listen, the number 1 person to deliver this message is, of course, Joe Hendry. And Jeff and JJ wanted Noah and Attila to know that they believe in you, and also, I believe in Noah, I believe in Attila. So there you go. You got your own custom song from Joe Hendry. You can't beat that. And look, here's Joe Hendry's dog having a chew. Gromit. Gromit, what's this? Say hello. You got Joe Hendry's dog in a cameo as well. That's very rare indeed. But anyway, hope you enjoy the holidays and happy anniversary once again. Hope you have an amazing holiday season and hopefully see you all at a TNA wrestling show sometime soon. Take care, my friends.
Jeff Meacham.
Freaking Jeff Meacham, and we're getting in touch with I don't want to have anybody touching the Meacham. I'm good. I'm kind of good on that. I'm just throwing it out there.
That is the funniest shit.
It's okay. And James is broken again.
I'm so muted, bro. I lost my breath.
So you know what's funny, JJ? For all those years, we were talking about that we did stuff at No DQ before WWE actually did it. We killed Vince McMahon first, by the way. Before they blew him up in the limo, we blew him up on a park.
Mm-hmm.
We had Joe Hendry cameos for NXT did.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. It's clearly, once again, much like MJF being a scumbag, Joe Hendry's resurgence is all the Jeff Meacham Network's fault.
True
that. What are you, a fucking piece of shit?
Oh, damn, act, I guess. Jesus, I gotta get hot about it.
You know, when I met Joe Henry at Rebellion, I showed him the video, and he's like, "Is that the one with my dog?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's the one with your dog."
He remembered. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
He remembered Attila. Dun, dun, dun. There you go.
I don't know if he remembered me, but
Remember her. Wait, sorry, wrong show. We're great. No.
you know, so
nice.
I'm just prolonging the inevitable because we're going to go to the shows eventually. Saying.
That is true.
Yes, eventually.
Eventually, we'll get there.
Eventually, then the narrator got tired of waiting, so he had to hire a new one.
Right. Well, I mean, if you need a narrator, I am a perfect candidate, for I am James Friedman. There you go.
Do you know where that reference is from?
Oh, I just heard narrator, and I wanted to do Morgan Freeman voice.
It's from SpongeBob when
you mean 12 minutes later?
Yeah, that guy.
That one.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
I remember.
That's a good one. And then when they get the Traffic Jam and Family Guy, crap, the animator fell asleep.
That's so true. Oh shit.
Yes.
Ted over here trying to book the show for the end of the year.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
everybody's a fucking producer.
Yeah, true. I mean, if anybody wants to see something, look up
something.
Something. Look up. I think it's SpongeBob. What's that Halloween song? Goosebumps intro. SpongeBob Goosebumps intro, and they use the as the beat. It's so crazy, dude.
This is the most random close to open mic night I think we've ever had. Like, we're just talking about fucking nothing now. Like, what is happening?
Nothing.
Nothing.
The till's like, I'm not near testosterone or stupid enough for this shit anymore.
He's not drunk enough for this.
I've had enough of this bullshit. I'm going home now. I'm going back to bed now. Fuck this.
All right. Well, unless anybody super chats again, I'm going to go ahead, run the watch along trailer one more time, then we'll come back hit the show and get out of here.
Okay.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
I think Jeff went to the bathroom.
No, he messaged the private chat saying he'd be right back, so I figured pull him out while he was gone.
Gotcha.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and we'll start doing the chill portion of the program. Make sure you follow Walter Cruz on YouTube, Rage of Wrestling, Instagram, Cal Fire Farms. You see the plant in the middle of his U, you know what he's all about. On Twitter, Walter Alex Cruz. Datilla.
Oh yeah, you can follow me. You can check me out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on my YouTube channel, Rangers of Wrestling. I cover WWE, AEW, for all things TNA. Checking me out on Body Slam every Thursday. For the upcoming week, I'll be doing 2 simulcasts, one of Raw and one of SmackDown, with A Plus Hero Report, because my good buddy Josh, who is for my fellow WrestleManiacs podcast, is out sick, so he's not able to do the reviews. So I'll be doing simulcast, and then Jay is gonna get a kick out of this one because Josh is out with an illness. I will be doing NXT, but over on A Plus Hero Report. I don't want to give people a false sense of hope that I'll be covering NXT on my channel.
Datilla with the heel turn
again
gives the people what they want, but then takes it away. Says it'll only be on A Plus Hero Report.
Who hiss? Who this woman?
Give the people what they want.
I'm not Diener. I'm not Cody Diener. So please pray to the wrestling gods, Moose and JBL, that Josh recovers quickly from his illness.
No. Pray that he has a long-standing illness. Not that I usually pray for that type of stuff, but we want Datilla to keep covering NXT. So the longer he's out of action, the longer she has to watch it and cover it.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
Okay. I mean, she's already going to be doing the next 3 weeks in a row.
That is true.
Whether he recovers or not, because after this week, it's 2 weeks of the Great American Bash, and she has to cover those. So she's going to be covering NXT for at least the next 3 weeks.
That is true.
As are we.
By the way, speaking of things, Super Chat!
Hey, it's about time we got a super chat from our favorite username.
Yes.
26.2 miles outside parts unknown.
Greatest of all time.
$5 super chat. Thank you for the chat.
Yeah.
JJ, a few episodes back, you said you don't play video games ever or just today. Please tell me you played the AK games on the 64 back in the day.
I think that answers your question on Aki.
Okay. Well, no.
Aki.
Okay, the Aki game. Aki was the ones that made the WWF games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, you did.
Okay, yes, you did.
It's primarily today. The last system that I played actively, not occasionally, but actively, was GameCube.
Same!
Statboy did upgrade to the Wii. I did play Guitar Hero, Rock Band, those games with him from time to time, but it's not something I would play all the time.
Yeah.
And Statboy is the reason why I ceased playing video games.
Oh.
Because I had bought the Scorpion King game that tells you how old it is, how long it's been since I played actively. But I bought the Scorpion King game. Not really big fan of first-person games, but because it tied into WWF and The Rock, I wanted to play the game. He wanted to play, and I told him, fine. You just can't go past where I am in the game. You have to stay behind me. You cannot get ahead of me. He said, okay. And then one day came and I'm trying to beat a level and he tried telling me how to do it because he had already did it. And I said, okay, since you have clearly passed me, I turned the game off, put the game back in its case, took it to GameStop and sold it. So he didn't even get to beat the game.
God damn. God damn.
The basis.
Nice.
We have a PS4 and PS5 here because the boys have them.
Yeah.
I have played 2K23 on it.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I do occasionally play, but I basically played the OG systems.
There you go.
Atari 2600, OG Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, OG PlayStation, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Wii.
There you go.
Yep. Prior to the 2K game, the last, call it 2 or 3 years, I argued to the death that the best wrestling game released was either WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy on N64, made by Aki, or SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 on PlayStation 2.
I'm not familiar with Adam Perez, but we would love to get Denise to make an appearance on the show.
Yes.
like I have said, I am undeservingly, ungodly proud of Denise Salcedo.
Yeah.
Because I was there watching at the beginning when she joined up with Xbox Podcast. And she has just grown into herself by leaps and bounds. She is not only an amazing podcaster and content creator, but she's an amazing human being, which is so rare to have both of those be the same person.
Yep.
So I love me some Denise Salcedo. She's great. She's funnier than hell. A lot of times unintentionally, just because she's so much of a goober like the rest of us. So yeah, I'd love to have her in some capacity involved with the Jeff Meacham Network, open mic night, anything we do.
True that.
And I'm from A Plus Zero Report.
Oh, Perez. Okay.
Oh, okay. Again, not familiar enough with it to comment, but I have heard good things. We are open to having anybody on here that's not outright already been a douchebag to us, or those we consider kin. Put it that way.
True.
And you all know who you are out there, so don't email me.
Yeah.
Or text me.
Or instant message him.
Or even smoke stream me, because I don't read that shit, so fuck you.
Or MySpace him.
Oh no. They can MySpace.
But yeah, getting back to the shows, make sure you tune into Datilla for the next 3 Tuesdays as she covers NXT.
No,
only because Josh went down with an illness.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Datilla, if you don't enjoy it, not this week, but the next 2 weeks, then you're not a good American, because that's a great American bash.
Right.
Oh God!
You need to make NXT great again by covering it properly.
Well, the
right
Great
along.
American Bash.
The
The Great American Bash I was already going to cover. I was not anticipating covering this week at this upcoming.
But it's the go home.
That doesn't mean I had to watch it.
Well, you do now.
I do now, unfortunately. He's actually been sick since last week, but he didn't tell us how bad he was sick until like last week, mid last week. So
yeah. To be fair, we hope you get well soon, Joey Perez.
Yes, we do hope you get well soon. Josh.
Oh.
Josh Perez, sorry.
We do hope you get well soon, Josh. Just not till August 20th.
Yeah, that's true.
Or 13th, or whatever the hell the Great American Bash is over.
Jesus Christ, that's long.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, true.
I'm vicious.
Follow me on social medias: Instagram, The Renegade JJ Williams, Twitter, ROWJJ Williams, YouTube, Casa D18 Studios. Follow your barkeeps on Facebook: Dory Lou Hathaway and Mike Caldwell. Twitter, Hathaway Lou and LB Statkin 1977. Instagram, Dory Lou and Statboy 13. Follow Greg Cherry on the Greg Cherry brand and all of those different social media outlets. James.
You can find me on YouTube and Twitter or Twix, whatever you want to call it, at JHebertSide95, and on Facebook at James Heatman Hebert. I do really cool things on the internets. We got a 1 in a million documentary trailer, and we got the second one that we can't air because Bruno Mars is very, very copyrightable. Jay Hebert Side of Things is going to be coming back soon with an episode on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. Cover a wide range of different topics there. So yeah, there you go.
There you go. You can find Noah on the socials, primarily on Twitter and YouTube at nfoster16. Sometimes he posts cool things on the Instagram. Same name there, nfoster1916.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you stay checking out his community tab, as that's where he posts his prediction league forums, as well as on Twitter. And of course, be on the lookout for Noah. That's what I call Music Volume 1. Fucking Jeff. Noah, that's what I call Flowjams. And Noah, that's what I call Disney.
It's not harder before because the screen's small. I had to move way the fuck over here.
Yeah, be like,
over here, waiting fuck. Like, hi, I'm plugging things.
True.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Jeff, you want to talk about this a little bit?
I do want to talk about this a little bit. So they finally released the trailer for our buddies at Bat Productions, The Last Nightmare Part 1, continuing the saga of John Tate versus Michael Myers following the events of Halloween H2O. If you're into fan films, if you're into the Halloween series, this is your way to go. It'll be premiering on YouTube this October.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, check out the one that they had already done, which was the
Haddonfield Nightmare.
Haddonfield
So
Nightmare.
good.
That's right.
Takes
Because
place
there were
22
two
years.
of them. I keep getting mixed up which was which.
Yeah.
There was his, and then there was the other one.
Yeah, the You Can't Kill the Boogeyman was a short, and it was good. It was filmed out here in the Haddonfield area. But
the Haddonfield Nightmare, that's the one that completely retcons Halloween Resurrection. You don't have to worry about watching Busta Rhymes try to do kung fu, any of that bullshit. You just go straight from H2O to the Haddonfield Nightmare, and then to this movie.
Well, what I can recommend is, because I'm pretty sure Lori's passed in Haddonfield Nightmare as well. Watch the first segment of Resurrection. And then immediately you see the guy parodying John Wayne Gacy, turn your TV off.
Mm-hmm.
Save your brain.
We did get 2 more super chats.
Ooh.
Emmanuel with $2. Tell me a quick recap what I missed, because
Shit show.
been gone most of the day. So we discussed Slammiversary.
Yes.
We discussed Stephanie Vacour again.
Yes.
We discussed if TNA's growth has to do with people giving up on AEW.
Yes.
And we briefly discussed Hulk Hogan at the Republican National Convention.
Briefly.
And we're moving past that once again.
Moving right along.
And then another super chat from 26.2 miles outside parts unknown. How did this Noah music start? Good stuff. Honestly, it started as a way to fuck with him.
Yep.
That's pretty much what it was. Because we do the karaoke night, so we've got clips of everybody doing songs. And the joke idea came up for the end of the year last year for James to put together a commercial, like an infomercial.
Yep.
Like you would see. And I think we actually have that loaded in here still.
Oh, no.
So we'll go ahead and run it real quick.
Jeff Meacham Network Records presents a very special offer, only available for a limited time. Noah, That's What I Call Music. Featuring such timeless classics as Barbie Girl.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic.
I see the light.
And at last I see the light. And it's like the fog is lifted.
Radio Gaga.
This works. I don't know this song at all. Invaded by Mars. What the fuck is this old school shit? You made them laugh. You made them cry. You made us feel like we could fly.
What makes you beautiful?
You light up my world like nobody else. Oh, fuck that. Without you flip, you're overwhelmed. I can't do this. DuckTales. Woo. Every day they're out there making DuckTales. Woo. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales.
Sexy boy.
I send chills up and down your spine. I'm just a sexy boy.
Sexy boy.
I'm not your boy toy.
Boy toy.
Sexy boy.
Kingdom.
And lights go up. I'm home.
Whoa.
My father said when I was younger,
I won't say I'm in love.
History, been there, done that. Who you think you're kidding? He's the earth in heaven. Do you try to keep it hidden? Honey, we can see right from no.
Dusty Rhodes is
American dream.
Clink, 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 clink.
He's just a common man.
The Emperor's New Groove.
There are despots and dictators, political manipulators. There are blue bloods with the intellect of fleas. There are kings and petty tyrants who are so lacking in refinements. They'd be better suited swinging from the trees.
Vince McMahon, stand back.
Incredible.
I got some advice. I finally have to say, stand back. Stand back.
Stand back.
Fucking hell. They never understood the kind of man I am. I do my own thinking. Got a lot of big plans. Stand back.
Stand back.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. No, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno. But it was wedding day. And there wasn't a cloud in the sky. No clouds allowed in the sky. With
the enchanted tiki
Welcome to a tropical hideaway. You lucky people, you. If you weren't in the show starting right away, we begin the audience to all the people in the tiki room.
He accents everything.
Friend like me.
Now, ammunition in your camp. You got to punch
did that in
that house. See, all you gotta do is rub that lip, and I'll say, Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be?
And much, much more.
One way or another, together's where we both belong. If we listen to each other's hearts, we'll find we're never too far apart. And maybe love is the reason why, for the first time ever, we're seeing it eye to eye.
Pre-order now and get CM Punk's official theme song as a bonus.
What do you see?
The cult of personality.
Interesting. How does that make you feel?
I know your anger. I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality.
Noah, that's what I call music. This is a parody and not available in actual retail stores. Please do not go looking for this in any retail stores near your area.
There you go. Now you know the lore to 26.2.
So that is.
Oh my god.
That is how it all came to be.
And also his banging Instagram photos when he actually posts them, because goddamn, those things look like album covers. Let's be real.
Right.
The accent on Tiki Room and James's narration in betweens during Cult of Personality are everything.
Interesting. How does the cult of personality? Interesting. How does that make you feel, Noah? I know your anger. Do you now?
And the majority of those clips is why next year we're bringing back Disney karaoke.
Yeah.
And damn it.
I was going to get there because, as you see, I had like all the new ones loaded in there.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one. That's why I was putting that in there. I didn't see that one. So
I haven't put that. I couldn't put that one in there because I didn't have it, but I put all the others.
Okay.
There you go.
Because me and Jeff have been diligently working on next year's shenanigans
that are open mic night. Get out.
January 05, the game that divides families more than an actual wartime.
Or politics.
Yeah. Oh boy.
In February for sweeps, TV themes karaoke.
Yes.
March will be the return of the match game. April will, of course, be WrestleMania karaoke. And come May, for a bit of a somber day, it'll be the 35th anniversary of the passing of the icon that created the Muppets. So Muppets karaoke.
Ah. Yes.
Then, of course, as you saw, July, we're bringing back Disney karaoke as the Disneyland park turns 70. 70.
What the fuck?
Gonna get dinner over peanut cookie.
And then we decided not to do Haunted Hangman next year because we don't want to beat the gimmick to shit.
Right.
We wouldn't mind beating Hangman Adam Page
to shit, yeah.
but we don't want to beat the gimmick of Hangman to shit. So,
No.
in honor of his birthday, next October will be Weird Al karaoke.
True that.
And of course, Christmas in December.
Yes.
It's just first time not on a Christmas Day or Christmas Eve day that we've done it, though.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of cool stuff that'll be coming to add even more hilarity to those now discs. And just for those of y'all that just so that you guys know, we're not just fucking with Noah. We also have now that's what I call open mic night volume 1 that has all the rest of us yahoos doing stuff.
Yahoo. I'm a Yahoo. Yahoo.
But because Noah opens his mouth and sticks his foot all the way up to his kneecap down his throat most of the times, that is why he has his own isolated discs, because the people tend to signal him out. And we got another super chat from 26.2 miles outside parts unknown, $5. Datilla, did you ever watch the Back to the Future movies?
Have you?
Never seen Jeff that mad in one episode.
Valid. You missed earlier.
No, I still haven't seen the Back to the Future movies.
Womp womp.
I've seen Star Wars though.
Well, that's
all
good.
9?
Yes, all 9.
Ah, there you go.
And
the
including Rogue One and Solo.
Oh,
but
wow.
you haven't seen the Ewok movies, so you still need to see those two.
The Ewok? No, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, they technically take place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay.
But they
They're
were
not
made
officially
after
part
Return
of the
Jedi.
9. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
They're on Disney Plus.
I mean, if we can count Solo, we can count the Ewok movies because Solo was god awful.
Yeah, but the problem is freaking Disney
Ewok movies were better.
The problem is Disney Plus buries them in the freaking Star Wars vintage section, so you have to dig to find them. It's a pain in the ass.
I agree. Noah taunts the Dominguez is into donating.
True that.
Los Dominguez.
Master plan.
Mr. Plan here.
Gotta get the donations.
How long you've been watching, Arlene, but make sure come next year, TV themes, Muppets, Disney again, and Weird Al, along with wrestling and Christmas per usual.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on the wrestling thing, since we're doing the chills, I had said that I wanted to have WrestleMania themes, but like I was having trouble finding the actual themes to WrestleMania to include on the list. I fucking forgot I had a whole WrestleMania themes playlist on YouTube separate, so I'm just gonna combine them.
There you go.
Hot take: Back to the Future is better than the Star Wars saga.
Yeah.
It is for me. And I work for the company that produced the Star Wars saga now, so you know.
There you go. Yay! By the way, congrats.
Well, I mean, I did. Sorry.
Oh, you
Back
did.
to the
I wish.
Future 1 through 3 versus the original 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
I got to give it to 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Back to the Future as a whole franchise against Star Wars as a whole franchise. I'll give you Back to the Future because there's enough missteps over the entirety of the Star Wars franchise.
Yes. Well, I mean, the animated series is a pretty big bad step too.
Yeah.
Except for the day.
Yes, thank you, Emmanuel. Beach Party karaoke next month. Cheap plug, yes.
Yeah, very cheap plug.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout in the open mic night chat room for my summer vibes playlist.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I will be posting that in the next couple of days so that people can start getting hype and ready. You know, in case people are wondering, like, well, what songs are going to be on the list? Well, you're going to have a playlist that you can peruse.
There you
Much
go.
like I gave you for the 80s playlist.
There you go.
Yes. I know you know the answer
Not
to this.
near as extensive. Not near as extensive. Only 118 songs, a little over 6 hours. Whereas the 80s one was 850 songs over 24 hours.
God damn.
So not near as bad shit. You could actually listen to the entire playlist in a 1 8-hour shift.
There you go.
So I know you know the answer. She hasn't watched them, so I can't ask her. James.
Yes.
You know what well-known television educator debuted on screen as part of the Back to the Future animated series?
Who?
Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
Ah, Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
Yeah, he was actually Doc Brown's assistant on the live action cutaways.
Yeah, by the way, never forget, folks, science rules.
Science does rule, baby.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Why are you Men in Black flashy thinking this?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it keeps saying that flash on your screen like we're trying to erase our memories.
That's
your brother left this computer.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I want to remember. I don't want to forget.
I think that's about all the shills.
Yes. Of course, our usual
There's
shit
the
during the
one
week.
here for dads.
Yeah, there you go.
Next week.
Yeah.
Top 10 superstars to hold both the Intercontinental and United States Championship.
Yes.
There you go.
That's going to be a fun one.
Yes.
Separate lists. Maybe. Are we?
I think we'll do shared. Just because I've got so much shit coming up this week that I need to try to work through that be easier.
Got it. Okay.
Shared list. There you go.
Sharing is caring, after all.
That is true.
And then, of course, Monday, Meech's Musings.
Yes.
Tuesday, the return, hopefully, of Stat Boy Sports Bar. Plus NXT Watch Along.
Yes.
Wednesday, the Greg Cherry Show and AEW Blood and Guts Watch Along. Thursday, unofficial as of now, but we will probably do another Impact Watch Along, the Fallout
And Dad's before that.
And Dad's before that.
And then Friday we're off, yeah? No, Friday we have Death Before Dishonor.
Friday's Death Before Dishonor. Saturday is the UFC, and Sunday is Bloodsport.
And then Monday then
back to Meech's Musings.
I know.
There's no rest for the wicked.
No rest for the wicked. There's no rest for the wicked.
And there's
You guys are doing more watch-alongs now, huh?
Yep.
That, yeah.
Yeah, true that.
Got to give the people what they want.
Syllabus for the week.
I don't feel the same way, you guys.
Clearly you don't.
Well, clearly.
I mean, I'm sitting here every Thursday actually calling the action for TNA, and we can't even get you to sit down and watch NXT.
Sad.
Very sad.
It's not
Big
even
sad.
saying you have to review it every week. Just watch it. I'm sitting here doing watch-alongs for your TNA.
It's true. It is true.
Trying to get other people to believe in 252 pounds of pure motivation.
And the answer to all our life's problems.
True that. Amen.
If he has answer life problems, can I get him a cameo to send it to Juniper Hills tomorrow?
No. She doesn't deserve it. Nobody in that house deserves it.
Well, I mean, the kid's there right now, so he does.
Manuel is right.
What happened?
Because I know that I'll have no days off, then I need to rebrand as Miss No Days Off. Exactly. Manuel.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
That's good.
Manuel.
You could take a great example from one Fred Ross from Fred. What the fuck's his last name?
Fred Rosser.
Thank you, Darren Young. I forgot his name. I fucked it. It's called the show. I done fucked it up now. About him.
That was good.
See, I wanted to do it. It's not going to happen.
It's all Fred's fault. Stupid Fred.
Stupid Fred.
Stupid Fred.
It's the only reason I'm even watching the Go Home show is because, like I said, my friend Josh is battling an illness right now.
That is fair. That is fair.
I don't care. I blame Fred for it now. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm blaming Fred for everything.
Which Fred? Fred Fiddlehorn, Fred Rosser. There's a lot of Freds.
Just fucking pick one. I don't give a shit. That's right. Fred Flintstone, that Stone Age motherfucker.
Barney Pebbles.
Dumbass Barney Rubble motherfucker with tail long inside him. Fucking know anymore.
Go ahead and get out of here.
Okay.
For Stat Boy, for the Simple Man, for Walter, for Datilla, for James, for the man whose name is there on the marquee, Jeff motherfucking Meacham. I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Thank you for joining us today for our Slammiversary coverage as well as Open Mic Night. No. And we will see you on Monday as Jeff Meacham muses about what? Who knows?
Don't know.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.